What's going on, everyone? I'm Daniel Rodriguez, and welcome to my Supergirl Season 2 premiere spoiler review. Make sure you have seen the episode. It should take me about 2 minutes to recap it, then give you the pros, cons, and final score. Thanks so much for joining me. And if you guys are new to the channel, over the next 3 months, I will be reviewing over 43 TV shows as well. All the other CW shows I review, The Flash, No Tomorrow, Arrow, Frequency, Legends of Tomorrow, and Supernatural. So we begin the Season 2 premiere of Supergirl where Season 1 left off. A pod comes crashing in from outer space, a Kryptonian ship. Hank and Kara go to the wreckage and they find a good-looking man into this pod. And he's naked. No, he's not naked. Anyway, so they're in the pod. He's Kryptonian. He has Luke Cage powers. You put a needle in and it just totally breaks and stuff. So, Venture launch. There's this Venture launch that goes on. It's like a rocket ship and a bunch of rich bastards are going into it. Hopefully they go up in smoke. So it goes wrong. It all goes wrong. And her and Clark, a.k.a. Superman, Tyler Hoechlin or Tyler Coachlin, whatever it is. I think it's Hoechlin because he's a hoe. He ends up helping out, and he's like, hey, cuz, I thought they were brother and sister, but I guess they're cousins. I mean, I think that's how it was in the comics, but I'm like, oh, it'd be better if they were brother and sister, because what cousin changes their diapers and stuff? Anyway, so I'd rather call them brothers and sisters, but to be legally, I guess I have to call them cousins. So we cut to before he goes and helps Supergirl. He's talking to Bruce Wayne, and he says something of like, "Mr. Wayne, okay, Mr. Wayne." And I'm just like, "Hey, man, Batman is actually existing in this universe. Will we see him? Probably not, but at least we know he's in the universe." Now they head to the new DEO headquarters, and Superman meets everyone there. So they go to they go to Cat Grant, and Clark has a bunch of sway, so he could totally sway his way into Cat Grant's bed. Now, he mentions Luthor, and there's this whole talk about Lex Luthor. We don't see Lex Luthor. We're probably not going to see Lex Luthor. If we do, it'll be at the end of the season. So, Lena Luthor is the sister of Lex, and she wasn't on the shuttle, but she was supposed to be. So we see this guy who's the villain of the episode named John Corbin. He actually gets this drone and he's going to attack Lex Luthor's sister because apparently Lex Luthor paid him to go kill his sister. So Clark talks to Lena, and she was supposed to she was supposed to be on the Venture, and they find out where the bomb went off, or where it went off is where she was supposed to be at, like the exact seat, like under the seat. So Lena's in a helicopter and the drone appears, so Superman and Supergirl end up helping out and saving Lena. Lex Corp is now L Corp. So there's a ceremony that goes on, a bunch of big bombs end up happening, and Supergirl stops a building from collapsing. Now, Lena shoots John Corbin, and Wynn ends up joining the DEO. Superman's going to stick around for a while. We're going to talk about that in a second, how pissed and triggered I am with that one. Now, Corbin is now Metallo. Hey, Jack Sparrow. Metallo. I think it's Metallo. I've heard about him. I've seen photos. I know a little bit about Metallo. Everyone was like, Man of Steel 2, either Brainiac or Metallo, but looks like we're getting Metallo in a TV show first. So Kara is now a reporter, and she's not a desk junkie, so that's a cool thing as well. Now on to the pros and cons. This episode, right here, everyone can stop complaining about Tyler Hoechlin. He looks bad. He looks horrible. Damn, Daniel, like, he looks this, he looks that, like, ew, the costume looks bad. Like, did you not see this episode? That was, like, honestly, I really enjoyed his Superman. Like, there was nothing wrong. I love every scene that he was in. I was kind of worried. I was like, how's he gonna do? How's he gonna, but then watching it, there was nothing to worry about. Like, he has good chemistry with Kara as well. Like, you actually believe that they're cousins. I mean, he looks good as Superman. The costume exactly like Supergirl, except manly-wise as Superman. He doesn't need to be Henry Cavill built and everything. It's a different interpretation of Superman. It's Clark Kent, but I mean, come on, he doesn't need to be jacked up and working at the Daily Bugle. Yeah, look at me, I'm all jacked up, and look at me, I'm a reporter. He doesn't have to be like that. He looks like a regular reporter. He looks like he'll be clumsy as Clark Kent. He's a good Clark Kent, and he's a really good Superman. I'm not going to say like, oh, he's the best one. No, Christopher Reeves will always be my Superman. But still, Tyler Hoechlin's doing a really awesome job. Maybe he's better than Brandon Routh. I don't know. I'm just saying that right now. But the effects in here, and it's weird because this show still feels like a CBS show, and that's not a bad thing because I didn't like CBS. But I'm saying I'm happy that they didn't like the CW, and I love Arrow, I love The Flash, but the CW productions suck. Like the audio's horrible. You could tell stunt doubles, you could tell this, and it still has that CBS production feeling. Like if they're still filming in the same place. I don't even know if like if they're helping out or whatever. Either way, it feels like Supergirl season 1. It still has that same feeling, and I really liked season 1 of Supergirl. I didn't think it was great. I thought it was really good, but that's what I love how the effects are still the same. The CGI still, everything's there. It feels just like season 1, and that's what I love about it. I absolutely loved the references that Clark Kent dropped during this episode. Mr. Wayne, Lex Luthor, Perry White, Lois Lane. Now, during the whole episode, I wasn't a big fan of this John Corbin guy. Like, he was a cliched villain. I mean, he wasn't horrible. He kind of reminded me of Khan. Benedict Cumberbatch, just like when he's on the drone and everything, he's like, I knew you'd guys show up. Shit must go down with it, Captain. Like, just Benedict Cumberbatchy sort of guy. And either way, I'm happy he's Metallo. I don't think this guy's going to be in the whole season. I think it's going to be a few episodes, maybe 1 or 2. But either way, it's very exciting that this guy's going to be Metallo. And I guess that's the origin story of how it happened. So, pretty interesting. And last but not least, on the pros, it's great to be back into the world of Supergirl. Just seeing all the characters again, Win, and a new headquarters for the DEO, and Kara's sister, and Hank, and just turning into Martian Manhunter. It's kind of like I forgot how much I miss these characters and the chemistry that they have. Now, one of the problems I have with this episode, and what kind of brought me down, is James. He was not feeling it with Kara. Because he's being a little douche right now. He's like, basically, you don't have time to hang out with me. You're too busy being Supergirl. I'm gonna just, you know what? I'm just gonna, just give me a break, Kara. Like, you just back away a little bit. And I'm thinking to myself, if I was dating someone, if I was dating anyone, honestly, if I was dating Supergirl at that, with that, I let her do her thing, and then whenever she gets home, or you act like you need to see her every 5 minutes. I mean, let her do her thing, let her hang out with her people and do that. She's a superhero. And then when you have the 5, 10, 15 minutes to hang out with her, you have every chance you get to hang out with her, then you take it. So basically what I'm saying is James is already triggering me. Am I the only one who caught that when the Venture launched up and everything, it went into space pretty quick? And I'm not saying that as that's the storyline. I mean, just the way they did it. Like, the CGI is good. The effects are not bad. I'm just talking about the Venture itself. It launched up into space, and then like 2 seconds later, they cut to it into space. And then it goes back down. Like when you go into space, you would slow down. You wouldn't be like, maybe they were at the tip of the atmosphere, but it looks like they were in space. Like, they would be slow. They would have stopped, and then, like, it just wasn't, I know it doesn't have to be realistic, but still, it was just a weird, like, the Venture, woo, and then, like, it goes down, and it's burning in the air. An asteroid, when it falls from space to, that, it burns. Everyone on the ship would have died. I don't care what the material the ship's made out of and stuff like that. With all the heat and with everything that they're going with, somebody should have been dead. Burning alive. They would have all burned alive. This is something I never thought that I would say for Supergirl, but Cat Grant wasn't that annoying this episode. She was actually giving a good advice to Kara. And the one scene, though, that I didn't like, it was towards the end. It was like the last 10 minutes of the show. And I think it was the whole reporter thing, but before that, it was either the scene before that or it was that scene, but before she revealed she's going to be a reporter. It was just slow. It was one of those where like you were into the whole episode and then you kind of drift off. You're like, oh yeah, oh wait, okay, a reporter, okay, yeah, like you know what I mean. Like you're listening to it, but you're just drifting off. It's like one of those where you're like, is that a bug on the wall right there? It's just one of those. It's like your eyes aren't glued onto the screen really. It's like, okay, yeah, Cat Grant talking. Okay, you're gonna give her advice for some reason. I used to see a little bit of me and you, and it's like we heard this in season 1. We know. Cat Grant has a soft spot for Kara. Blah 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 blah. We've seen it before. Nothing new. Anyway, who am I to know the facts of Supergirl? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am happy to announce that I'm going to be giving Supergirl Season 2, Episode 1 an A-. I will say that I enjoyed this premiere more than The Flash, and I'll have it right there with Arrow. It's right there with the Arrow Season 5 premiere, and I did enjoy Supergirl better than the Gotham this week. So let's see who's going to win the superhero showdown this week. Gotham, I think it's out of the cards for this week. We still got Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., we still got Arrow, we still got Legends of Tomorrow, and The Flash. So let's see who ends up winning the showdown this week. But so far, Supergirl off to a great start, great premiere. It's great to be back into this world. The effects are awesome. Tyler Hoechlin as Superman and Clark Kent, he literally, and I love the up and away. Like, I love that thing right there. It feels like a classic old Superman. It doesn't feel modern. It kind of has that old little classic Superman touch to it, and that's a good thing. He looks the part. He acts the part, Clark Kent. Nothing wrong with it. There's really, I can't see anyone saying like, he was a horrible Superman. Either you could say it's okay, he was good, or he was great. And I honestly thought he was a really good Superman for this episode. But the thing is, he is going to be in the whole season, right? Because you don't market that Superman's going to be in season 2 and then just have him for a few episodes. I'm assuming he's going to be guest starring every like 2-3 episodes because why would he only be for a few episodes? It doesn't make sense. Like, don't do that to me. I enjoy it. If Superman wasn't in this episode, I probably would have gave it a B- or a B. But since Superman was in this episode, it gets an A- because that's what made it really great. Other than that, it would have been a regular Supergirl episode, but this one actually just kind of boom. It went boom, boom, boom up in the air. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to share this with your friends. Comment down below to me what you guys thought about the episode. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Join the Big D Nation. The road to 500 has begun. Till next time, bye-bye.